Okay, originally the title of this was gonna be "Go Ahead, There Are Other Worlds Than These," and "Go Ahead, There Are Better Channels Than These," because of my dark tower fetish. But I decided not to go that way. So I'm gonna engage in palaver while I keep finishing up on this game because even though I beat it, there's still some unfinished business on here that I gotta take care of, you know? And before I got started, I thought I'd just say, yeah, I really should schedule these, but I keep it random. I don't know why I do. Probably because I never have, like, I have stuff hit me in the moment, per se. Like, I don't have it hit me immediately, like everybody else. Like, you know, the schedule, because I can't schedule my thoughts. I have to keep it random. I have to. It's random stuff. This is going to entail me playing this video game, getting through it some more. I think I'm currently at a cauldron, and then after that, I don't know, but apparently I found all the tall necks. I still haven't done the frozen wilds yet, but this ain't a tipster game. I don't do tips. I just do hints. Right now, I'm currently outside. I don't got my phone with me, so I can't see the messages I'm getting. Probably not getting any, but I do know that I got a notification that be on Top Baller YouTube Gaming or Top Baller YT Gaming at 5:30. But everyone's time zones are different. I recommend you go over there. You'll probably get a lot better speed, because on here it's just going to be me randomly talking about stuff that I've been watching. Stuff I need to finish. Cartoons and whatnot. Animations, movies. Who knows though? Maybe I might deep dive into one of these weird moments where I feel like I got to engage in some type of palaver, where I feel like we got to have one of those popular and proper conversations. I really doubt that, because that's not how I roll. I will tell you, there's a lot better channels than these. I know, I'm subscribed to them. A lot better people. A lot better stuff. A lot to be able to do Q&A. Although I do answer just about anything. And I'll engage in conversation and about anything. Hold on a sec. Somebody left me a message. I apologize. Phoenix Fire Wee Woo Crew. How are you doing? You hear the thing, the Matlock in the background. There's Matlock playing. I'm not personally watching. The only reason I have the camera on is because the sun's going down anyway, and I don't turn on lights around me. I like it dark. Nice blanket at night makes me feel safe from sight.
Need to find a way through that shell.
Yeah. I'm cauldron banging right now. I done did a lot of other stuff. But nobody's speaking, so I don't need a reason to.
Turn it down.
I'll be back for you. How you doing, man? And thanks for coming in to smash that. That's greatly appreciated. Ectogamete. That's a Fifth Element reference. Did that without a single arrow. Yeah, nah, it's a lazy Sunday. That's good. Me, I just decided, I was like, nah, I ain't got nothing going on. I didn't broadcast because I was just thinking about all the random stuff I was doing. Like, I was watching the trailer for Wakanda Forever, and that looks like fire. I mean, in every way possible. I just can't imagine a reason not to watch that. Of course, it got me all emotional because, you know, Chadwick Boseman gone. But yeah, it looks just absolute fire. You know, it's to do a Black Panther movie. Can't wait. Oh yeah, check that trailer out. It's a good watch if you're a fan of the first movie. And I try not to coax people into watching something that they don't really want to see. Hey, what up, Modern Native? How you doing? Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm sitting here playing a tribal style game. And the worst movies you can find, let's see. Let me see if I can help you out. Well, there's The Dead Hate the Living. That movie's absolute trash. I love terrible movies. Anything by Trauma, even though I don't find those to be terrible. Those are like works of art. I mean, terrible art, but art nonetheless. So, you know, you got to go with Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High, Death by Temptation. You know, if you're looking for some truly magnificent piece of horrible. And of course, I always recommend The Ice Pirates. Because as terrible as it is, it's fun. Garbage Pail Kids, that's a horrible movie. I can go on all day. I mean, you're totally speaking my language now. I worked in a movie theater and a video store. Hold on, let me see it. Hey, how dare you diss Robot Jocks? That is some classic piece of crap. Oh, one-handed Firestar video? Oh, that sounds good. And you're gonna do it without any type of reflective equipment like glasses or something? Because that's how I do it. I'm a cheater. I don't care. I can only commune with nature so long before I'm like, you know what? I suck at this, people.
As an entrepreneur, as a creator, 24/7.
Sing a happy tune. Why is that stuck in my head? Anyways. Make a left just before you make a right. And your left should be to your right if your left's right, right? Good. Begin the show. Yeah, I should have done these in order, but I didn't think.
Really worked.
Let's see, we were talking about cavalcades of truly horrendous and terrible movies. Because I don't know, I get in the mood where I want to watch none but terrible movies too. I mean, only if they're deliberately terrible. I can't stand when they think they've done something. A good place to get your terrible movie fixes on Tubi. Alright. I'm also a connoisseur of crazy, terrible movies and obscure cartoons. Because to me, that's like El Clasico.
I'd have to ditch something. Yeah, Tubi's the place. Got all the good stuff. There's so many good places. There's so many good, terrible movies on there. Like I was telling somebody before on the live, me and my homies used to purposely, like, just, we called it Beer and Terrible Movie Day. Well, look at you looking like the Queen Alien. You're all watchers. They don't understand. I can one hit or quitter these punks. Because I didn't do these cauldrons in order. Let's see, what else are there? The only thing I haven't been able to find are episodes of Duckman online. I used to be a big fan of that show. Like the episode when he got mad at his kids, so he adopted Coolio. Even though some people will be like, who's Coolio? Just like on this cartoon I saw where they kept asking who Tone Loc was, and I'm like, dang, has it been that long? I really got to turn these people into packs.
And I don't mean the charming network that used to play the Holton family and what is it, the Waltons? I'm not dissing the Waltons. I said that wholesome network. They used to play the Hogan family and the Waltons and I don't know. Oh yeah, nah, that's not wrong. Let's say that. I can name them all off, but I'm so confident about what I'm doing right now, even though I don't know where I'm going. I'm sitting up here mentioning the old shows like Maniac Mansion. Nobody remembers Maniac Mansion, but it was made by Eugene Levy. You might know him as the dude's dad on American Pie. Maniac Mansion was my show. It was ridiculously crazy. I mean, just for the fact that he named his kids Ike, Tina, and Turner. Yeah. There was a Canadian show used to come on the Family Channel along with Big Brother Jake. Jake was the cab driver coming to America and also to all the Ernest movies. You'd think you could figure out my age with all that, but when I was a kid, I was watching all this stuff that really wasn't for my age group. Oh, there they are. Okay. Oh yeah, Manimal was dope. Along with My Secret Identity, even The Greatest American Hero. And BJ and the Bear. I don't care how ridiculous that was. A man and his chimp will never not be cool. Heck yeah. Like I said, one of the best theme songs. That Believe It or Not, that was just awesome. I don't care. I'm walking on air. It was just, even if you don't like the song, even if you don't like the show, that song is just gonna get you. Exactly. Plus he handled having superpowers and stuff the way I probably would have handled it, with no grace nor dignity. Yeah, okay, I got another one for you. You know that you know how they got this show now called Superman and Lois? Well, heck, I can remember Lois and Clark with Dean Cain. Holy Monster Squad, I'm going crazy over here. That's right, I said Monster Squad. Still one of the best kid movies of all time. Even though my kid's still mad at me for the ending. If I could have told me about that was going to happen, I'm like, I really should have, but I wasn't thinking straight. Still looks at me like I sold orphanages. Oh, Airwolf is just a plain classic. The theme song alone was worth the price of admission. And if we're going to talk about classics like that, one of the best theme songs of all time goes to Knight Rider. I don't care who you are. Even if you're not a fan of David Hasselhoff or William Daniels as the voice of Kit, that it just hits. You know, back when theme songs were essential to your show's survival. Before they all became cold opens. And of course, the Dukes of Hazzard. See, now you got me going off on a tangent about video game theme songs over here. I can't stop. Ah, yes. Oh, and we also forgot about the A-Team because, you know, I love it when a plan comes together. Well, I love it when a show just constantly rocks the socks off with the sauce. I'm just saying. But there's in about 7 minutes. Hold on, I'm gonna pause real quick. Top Baller YouTube Gaming is gonna be playing. I mean YT Gaming. I assume it stands for YouTube, but he's gonna be playing pretty soon too, and he's got way more skills. And you'll hear tips and tricks and interesting things, and they read off all the stuff. Here I am just lollygagging and talking about TV shows, classics and whatnot. But I can't help it because that is my sauce. That is my thing. Also, you know, music, movies. And honestly, I'll be real. I've been kind of depressed lately, so that's why I ain't been around. I've been getting my Rip Van Winkle on. I've been showing up in chat rooms where I can. You know, chop it up with Modern Native and all them, and chop it up with AAP, chop it up with Boomy, everybody. But I ain't been able to bring as much into it as I normally do. Right now I'm just outside. But hold on, we was on the road here. Oh, wait. I got one for you. Superboy from the 80s, the late 80s TV show where it was him being in college. That was good. I remember it had Bizarro on there, and it wasn't really good. It had a few seasons, but for some reason I watched it. But also remember, superhero shows and whatnot weren't that great. I mean, they started getting good, but I've always been a fan of genre. Like, I remember the original Flash with Mark Hamill as the original Trickster before they put it on the CW. I remember seeing David Hasselhoff play Nick Fury way before Samuel Jackson made it his own. I remember, like, finding old episodes of Spider-Man, the TV series from the 70s, like finding them. I found them. Peter Parker had, like, the sweetest afro. Were the special effects good? No. Was it good acting? No. Was that Afro sweet? Yes. Worst the price of admission. But also, before I started up this game, I turned it on just because I was playing the theme song to Hong Kong over and over again. I don't even know why. Wasn't a huge fan of that show, but dang it if that theme song just doesn't get you amped. That's why if you see a lot of my shorts, I have a lot of these, sorry, I haven't gotten to read the comment yet, because like I said, I was outside, and it's kind of raining out here, so I didn't want my phone to get all wet, but, you know, that's why if you look at a lot of, like, my shorts, I'll have these random announcements where I announce how many people I got, and instead of cursing like I want to do, I usually call out some old cartoon or whatever, or some obscure video game, like, I was all like, what the TurboGrafx 16 Bonk's Adventures is going on here where I've got this many subscribers? Oh, sorry. Yeah. But it's all... sorry about that. Oh, the old Batman was great. So many guest stars on the A-Team. You're absolutely right. But you know, the only thing I got against the Batman from the 60s show with Adam West and Burt Ward, even though that was supreme, Cesar Romero was awesome as a Joker. I don't care if that mustache he refused to shave. I got mad at the episode where the Green Hornet was on there. Because you can't tell me that Robin was beating up Kato. I don't care what you say. I remember watching Bruce Lee have to take these clearly televised punches from Robin. And I'm like, that's Bruce Lee. Man, he'd have nunchucked him and dropped him and made him make his dinner. That's just me, though. That was the only beef with it. I like, Bruce Lee was not going to get slapped up by Robin. I don't care how... Bruce Lee could have been wasted on heroin, sick, half sleep, and he still would have beat him with insomnia punches. I'm just saying. Everybody likes it. Yeah, don't get me twisted. Plus, I always had a problem with Batman. I mentioned this on a video too. I said, Batman is the Dark Knight. He's always in the shadows, and you know, he's always the master ninja. But his sidekicks always got to dress like a traffic light and pretty much be a hostage or a target. I mean, that's messed up. And also, you name him Robin, the most. It couldn't. That's why Robin named himself Nightwing later. Because, you know, I'd have been like, I'm like, no wonder he left him. But don't listen to me. I'm just off on a weird tangent. I'm the Dark Knight. I'm gonna blend into the shadows. Robin, you shall dress like a traffic light. Is this a target on my chest? No, it's your symbol. It really looks like a target, Batman. You know, like a bullseye. No, it's not, Robin. Can I get some pants? Nah, shorts and elf shoes. That's all you get. I got other crazy theories, too. I think Alfred made all the villains' costumes and helped name them. Because Bruce is hard to deal with. Because, yeah, he lost his parents, but Alfred been raising him way longer, and he doesn't give him any props for that. And if Batman really wants the Joker to stop, all he has to do is quit. But he won't do that. Exactly. I'm going to give you these elf shoes, you see? And I'll call you Robin. That'll strike fear in their hearts. Isn't a robin a daytime creature? It's a bird. Bats fly as well. You're just trying to get me killed, aren't you? Alright, that's enough of me dogging on Batman, because that is one of my favorite heroes.
I'll tell you another YouTube show that I made a long time ago. You ever watch those old Superman shows? The only thing that bugged me about the whole thing was they shoot at him and he sit there and take it, standing proud. But the minute they throw the gun, he always dodged it. I was like, is that his weakness? I like how you gonna stand tall over the bullets, but when they throw the gun at you, you gotta dodge it. That doesn't seem very Superman. Alright, enough of my stupidity. I gotta pretend like this is bothering me. Oh, it's on Stars. It's on HBO Max, like it's available there, but when I first saw it, it was on Stars. Yeah, Pennyworth is good. Which is why I believe he sewn the costumes and he turned them all into villains just to get Bruce out of the house and leave him alone. Sweet sauce. I got all the cores. I didn't even know I did. Yeah. I can see him doing that. You know, the show was actually pretty sweet. It was Gotham. I liked it. With Commissioner Gordon showing how he was. They did good on that, but then they just kind of, like Fox always does, they cancel anything you like. Any show you like that Fox has, they're gonna cancel it. They're like, oh yeah, our ratings are through the roof, but they're not through the roof +1, so we gotta get rid of it. We got 2 million people watching it. It's not 2,000,005, is it? We gotta cancel it, them jerks. They did it to Titus, they did it to Firefly, if you remember that show. I was a huge Firefly fan. I still say brown coats for life. Heck, they tried to do it with the Orville. Good thing Hulu picked it up. Yeah, that's because Hulu rules. But Disney Plus picking up my stuff too. They brought back Daredevil, which I'm glad about. Now if they bring back Luke Cage, I'll be ecstatic. Speaking of which, I remember seeing Daredevil on the original Incredible Hulk TV show. I just remember all of this stuff. Good night, Gracie. Sorry, I'm having a real good convo here, talking about the classic shows. There was another show that was on Fox for 2 episodes. It was called Drive. It was real good. It was like Cannonball Run, but a bit more serious. Yeah, Firefly killed. Serenity was a good movie, too. Such a travesty. Such an absolute travesty that they got rid of that. But yeah, no, that was that good stuff. I mean, I enjoyed it for more than just River and poor lady. Every show she gets on tends to get canceled. I mean, I thought she did a good job on Terminator, even though people wasn't feeling it. As you can tell, I'm a TV buff and into sci-fi nerdy stuff. I'm into all that good stuff. Just like who else do I think got a raw deal? What level is that? Oh, 9? Let me make this my girl. Manu Bennett. I hope he takes another script because I enjoy his work. I remember seeing him on Spartacus as Crixus, and yeah, he was cool in that role. But I really liked him. They don't give him enough credit, but I thought he did a good job as Slade Wilson on Arrow when he became Deathstroke. I mean, he nailed that role. Period. Point blank. Dot. Yada yada. Other adjectives to throw in. But yeah, no, when we talked about Pennyworth, that was on Stars originally. And was it good? It was tremendous. But I bring up that because not only was he good as Slade Wilson, but he played a cleric on this show called the Shannara Chronicles, which was on MTV, which I normally don't watch MTV because I prefer my music videos over dramatic TV shows on my music video channel. I don't know. But I would watch the Shannara Chronicles, and I thought it was just sick with it. Sweet sauce and other stuff. No, it turned out real good. I watched it, which is weird because it had all the familiar symptoms of a CW show, but I can't really knock CW because I remember when CW was WB, for crying out loud. And there were a lot of shows on CW, like their version of Beauty and the Beast was pretty good. It was no Ron Perlman, Linda Hamilton, but give credit where it's due, right? I was into a lot of these shows because of my mom's.
There's the room. Better keep an eye on it. There's people in those cages.
Freedom!
It's all right. I'm getting you out. Let me get this over.
And I said, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. Why am I singing that? Sorry. I'm actually just ecstatic because I'm having a beautiful conversation about classic television shows. Kill everyone! Can't heal you, so I'm gonna steal from you.
Searches up, fights on. Somebody needs to kill him.
Yep. This is butter, baby. Yeah, no. Oh, Frontier Survival, how you doing? Hold on a sec. Let me help you out here. Da, 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 da. And there we go. All right. Yeah, we're just up here. I'm up here talking about old TV shows and theme songs. Because like I told y'all before, this is what we call a random convo. But you all right, Frontier Survival? Oh, I got to have that. I've got everything I need on here. Hold on a second, people. Yeah, that was weird too. Without his super energy pill, he'd get weaker and weaker and weaker still. I thought it was weird that he had bars. I didn't get how he was able to rap every time. But not his Shoeshine Boy. You figured he'd at least have a career as a poet or something, but no, it just wasn't in his cards. Yeah, Underdog had bars. Every time you looked up, he had them fresh rhymes. He was no Tennessee Tuxedo, but you know, he was alright. I like Tennessee Tuxedo because you know that's Maxwell Smart doing the voice of a penguin, talking about going to go see Mr. Whoopi. And as long as we're Klondike, as long as we're talking about all those, we have Savoir Faire, the mouse, because he was everywhere. Right? Good old Chumley. And it was always, but we'll go see Mr. Whoopi. It was always odd. But I just like, I like Savoir Faire though. He just, I mean, the name alone was just Savoir Faire. He's everywhere. I also was just a fan of another fun villain was Snidely Whiplash. A dude whose pastime is tying women to railroad tracks. That's just you can't get more 1800s. Yes, Snidely Whiplash was. But as I mean, I've been sitting here discussing like obscure cartoons, and not even really obscure, just really old. But there was some like, I don't know if you remember, but remember the point when there was like actual like pretty dramatic action cartoons on like Disney would have, like you know like Gargoyles. That was a pretty dark show for its time, and it didn't have any of the like. It didn't have outtake humor in there. It didn't have, you know, imitatable violent humor. It was just straight up violent and crazy. And, you know, for the silly violent, you had Mighty Ducks and Darkwing Duck. Well, people don't remember. Right? But yeah, no, I remember watching Gargoyles because anything with Keith David in it, I'm gonna watch it, even if he's doing a voice, because that dude's voice is it's Keith David. I mean, that's Spawn right there. That's Goliath. That's dude from The Thing, the only survivor besides Kurt Russell. Which was weird because they remade The Thing and called it a prequel, but The Thing was already a remake of a movie called The Thing. It's like Alien was actually kind of a remake of It, the Terror from Beyond Space, but I'm not going to go into all that. Then I'd have to go into a thing about H.R. Geiger and Stanley Winston, and then I'd have to talk about Jodorowsky's Dune, and nobody wants to hear that. Ah, yeah. Thanks for that, Easy. Gargoyles was completely awesome. I don't know if it's fun. Originally, Lexington was supposed to be gay. In fact, they were gonna go into it, but you know, Disney, they only do like 3 or 4 seasons of a show, so he has to explore his sexuality. Plus, I'm pretty sure the execs at Disney was like, "Whoa, no, we're not there yet." Which I thought would have brought an interesting dynamic, because he was the tech of the team, he was a nerd, and I thought he was already gay, personally. My only beef with that show was, how come all those gargoyles, they didn't need nothing, but Hudson, the old one, had a sword? Nobody else thought, hey, that's pretty handy. No one thought of a gun, nothing. At least Hudson had a sword. Sorry, I'm on this game clearing bandit camps and cauldrons and corrupted zones, and I'm gonna do Frozen Wilds. But also, please don't forget to go over to Top Baller. He's playing right now. He's probably playing Apex Legends. And on this game, I'm not really showing you any tips or tricks. I'm not really showing you anything. I'm just kind of running roughshod and going rip poop riot on everything. It's my favorite thing. See, I can look back on that stuff fondly, but I don't overrate it. It's just like, you know, I don't say that it was better or, you know, that it was for everybody. I just look back on that stuff because I remember all of it. So there's a couple of shows that I feel crazy because like, people don't remember them. Like, there was a show called Way Cool. I remember I went on this tangent on somebody else's page about Ralph Bakshi cartoons, because everybody talks about like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings at the time, and I was like, The Hobbit I saw was an old Disney movie that was pretty well drawn, and the first Lord of the Rings movie I saw was an animated movie by Ralph Bakshi where he tried to incorporate live action into this big project. But you know, a lot of people don't really remember that. Which trips me out. Ah, yeah. Now I'm just talking about people missed out on like some of the stuff I talk about on there when it comes to nostalgia. Like either people don't remember it or they, you know, like sometimes I think I'm crazy for remembering all of it. But for me, they're just, you know, pieces of crazy times. And I'm not sitting up here acting like they were great, but I enjoyed them. Heck, I'm a fan of the Guyver, not MacGyver, the Guyver. This crap movie based off of a really good anime that just wasn't done well, but I still love it because I love me a terrible movie. You started it when you told me you're in the mood for some terrible movies all day, so I couldn't help but name them off. But, you know, thing I always try to tell people is that we're not the only ones responsible for all that terrible stuff. Right? Like, I've seen many a live action Japanese show based off of a Japanese product that wasn't good. And they would make bad American versions. They would make bad versions of American stuff too. You should see the Japanese Spider-Man movie. It's like, I'm like, why is there a giant robot in here? But, you know, I don't get all, people get weird and butthurt behind the weirdest stuff. Oh, yeah. I'm not even talking about, like, you know, the horror movies and stuff. I'm just talking about the basic stuff. But it's also just cool to see how things that are culturally relevant here are different out there. But, you know, I think it's all respected. But, you know, they always say the bad American remake. I'm like, I've seen some bad other country remakes of our stuff too. I mean, so don't just pin it on us. Everybody's guilty. I think that's fair. And if you hear Matlock in the background, yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Guy Ritchie, that goes a bunch of different ways. I love Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I love Snatch. I absolutely loved Rock and Roller. That's like one of my favorites. I didn't hate his Sherlock Holmes take. So, I'm not going to hate on somebody for a few pieces of work. Like, I think he did good work. But it ain't like he was the first to do that style. He just popularized it. Which is perfectly fine. I don't know why we sit around here and act like everything is just, it's wrong if this is done, it's wrong if that, and I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. But also, I work very hard to not be a hater. Because it's way too easy to be a hater. And I really don't see the point of doing that. Some people can get with it, some people can't. But I'm just like, honestly, what's the point? I could be mad about it, but I'm more indifferent towards everything than I am angry. If that makes any type of sense, I don't really know. I'm just kind of talking at this point. Oh, I do too. But I learned how to stop doing that. Like, I don't really point it out. It's just like, I watch certain movies and they'll be like, it goes back to this episode of Justice League I saw. When they were talking about, there's no such thing as this, and the Flash just went, we have a Martian on speed dial. Or we have a Martian in our phone book. As far as believability and stuff goes. Plus, people get weirdly angry about stuff that I'm just like, are you really pointing out the inaccuracy of an X-Men movie? I'm like, oh, so you got plenty of friends that shoot lasers out of their eyes then, huh? Ruby Quartz is the only thing that... Yeah, so you got that going on a regular basis. All right. It's like when somebody... I saw this video, which I'm not going to clown it, but I thought it was pointing out the historical inaccuracies of Hercules, and I'm like, they're myths. Somebody did that with me with the Addams Family, and all I could think was, so a mansion full of crazy people obsessed with the macabre that do things that would normally kill other people? Okay. But, people pointing that out doesn't really ruin it for me. Because I got people that do that too. Yeah, no, I totally get it. But for me, once I realize I'm watching a film that's not a documentary, I just let it fly. Because I'm not going on any of these adventures. But once again, I am not someone you need to listen to on any of that. Because like I said before a million times on this page, on this channel, if you're looking for logic, sense, and reason, you need to go somewhere else, because I don't have any. Exactly. That's how I feel. Opinions. Feel the way you feel, and nobody's opinion's invalid. But I think when it comes to opinions, I'm cool with anybody's, but it's the people that are smug about them that bother me. It's like when somebody, it's like people that go out of their way to tell you that wrestling's faking. I made a video about that too. I was like, oh, for real? Dang, you know, I was blind and now I can see. Thanks for telling me that, even though I didn't ask you. Nope, not even a little bit. Because there's some people out there that really take their opinion and they try to treat it like it's gospel. And that's when it's like kind of weird to me. But also, you know, I'm not really one to listen to because I'm just plain weird when it comes to these things. Like I see, and also I see like tons of movies and I see tons of videos of like, there's people that go out of their way to be contrarian and to tell me how much something sucks. And I'm always just like, do you really think it sucks? Because you probably spent days making this video to put all the stuff together about how much it sucks. And if you really hate it so much, why do you care? But then I think, no, wait, it does take a lot of care to hate something. So, you know, I guess they're staying in their lane and doing it the right way. I can't really say. I don't have that kind of opinion. It also really ain't my place to. Like if you see any of my videos on here, they're all shorts. I keep them about 15 seconds unless I'm doing like a broadcast. Like right now I'm broadcasting, but I normally do not go this long. Because I frankly can't stand the sound of my voice for that long. Ah yes, Buckaroo Banzai. As long as you're at it, you might as well fire up Remo Williams' The Adventure That Begins. Because I feel like, yeah, I don't know, both of those just go together to me. I can't tell you why, but they just go together. Love me some Remo Williams. And heck, as long as you're at it, The Last Detail. I used to work at a video store and a movie theater, so yeah, I go pretty far.
Oh, useful.
And also, I had the ability to like get on a mountain, go faster across these. But I like traveling, collecting stuff, killing things where it comes a boot. That ruse, you say?
Leave me alone. Pete seems searching the wall.
Okay, what's wrong? Is someone following?
Yeah, now Buckaroo Banzai, that's good stuff. But like I said, Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins, good stuff too.
I can't even say it. don't know.
Who else is searching for her?
I demanded the guards look for her, but I can't put my hope in them. I reached out to your friends, but they will look for her.
Where did you last see her?
Just last night, in the house.
Where's she ill?
She seemed withdrawn.
Has she done herself?
She's been like a different...
What changed?
I don't know. It's been...
Did something happen during the war?
The war set us all. The cruelty, the mad sunken, the blood on the streets. There's a ceasefire now, of course, but we need it bleeding.
I'm a good...
In our garden.
I'll do my best.
May the sun...
Find better wares. Don't you seem fresh-faced and ready for that? All the best with you.
I barely turn up. Would you care for some food?
Has someone been stealing?
Yes, almost.
Have you found it?
Just a couple of old.
Why haven't the guards looked into it?
The guards.
Is there anyone...
I've known most people here since childhood. None of them strong as food thieves. You want to talk about other vices, however.
I would know how to track. I could look for the thief.
Oh, this game is Horizon Zero Dawn. It's real cool. It's kind of cyberpunkish, but at the same time, it's got a lot of steampunk to it.
Let's see what I can find.
It's a survivor. You gotta like gather materials to survive, and you know, there's a lot of just old school to it, like very tribalist. But what I like about it is diversity, good storyline. I already beat the main game. Right now, I'm literally just combing, like looking for other stuff I can knock out real quick. Because I'm trying to get that final level. Which apparently there isn't a final level. You just they start ghosting. But it's a good game. Like I said, lots of searching. I love the open world aspect of it. Right now I'm just digging up some quests. Yeah, no, I'm looking for other missions I haven't, because it's like you can play it straight through, but I'm also getting all the side quests done. Except for all the
Okay, for now.
I haven't done any of the weapon quests.
Outlanders often get items of value from raiders.
What is it?
But I also read fast, so that's why I'm skimming.
How about I see what it is?
That works too.
Hey, Fernand. My eyes are up here.
I'm looking at your spear. It's
You
magnificent.
stick the point around it.
Yes. How does it turn?
It's simple, really.
Yes.
You won't understand. What do you do exactly?
I'm a trader of
Even though
antiquaries.
she reminds me of the girl from Brave, and the fact that her name is Aloy, which is like alloy, and she controls machines, it just works.
Find tinkerings.
I see.
See, that's me pointing out
I'm
stuff.
interested. What do I need to do?
The relic rests on the rise of Dusk Mesa. Bring it to me at the Meridian Docks, and we'll both profit.
We'll see about that.
Huh, crap, I've been on here an hour? I normally don't do an hour. No, it is it's a fun game. Good, like I said, good story, good characters. I love how primitive it is, but at the same time kicks butt. Even though every time I say the word primitive, I think of Bruce Campbell in Army of Darkness. But yeah, you brought up Buckaroo Banzai, and here I am bringing up Remo Williams.
It was Duval. He tried to kill the Sunday.
Any work done under the sun warmed me tonight. If I could kill the Sunbeam and Nora saves his life, I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it.
Spoiled fruit. Rabbit seed, probably. Look, the thief dropped more fruit for us,
You did 13 hours on the radio show, and I missed it. Like I said, I've been not myself anyway. There we go.
Come on, then.
You don't want this smoke. Come here, you. I'm gonna kill you and your friend. What'd I say? What'd I say? I warned you. You've just been violated, girly man. I gotta stop watching Spawn when I'm drunk. Anyways. Now, where's that fruit trail? Ah, there we go. Oh, they're just sending me everywhere to get killed. 4. Ah, there we go.
Hey, boys, by the way, so I can have a look. Try to footprints this time.
This is true. But, you know, I never claimed to not be. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm off. Like, I miss a lot of stuff. I always plug everybody's site, though. I make it a point. Because, you know, honestly, I'm not even trying to grow. But I'm happy that I am. I'm just looking for cool people to converse with about stupid stuff. Yeah, it does. But Assassin's Creed, you got to be all sneaky about it. On here, you ain't got to be sneaky. You can just go in and take no prisoners. As long as you know what you're doing. Oh, just killed a guy already. These fruit thieves are getting annoying. I need a good clean shot. Or I just need to take one over. Alright, you guys want the fire? We can add a fire. I'm not finna sing Billy Joel over here. Nah, that takes too much work. I just talk about whatever. Either they get on board it or not, you know. But I don't really have topics to worry about because I talk about whatever's on my brain piece. Some of it makes sense, most of it doesn't. But since logic, sense, and reason ain't my MO, but I am here about getting people to chill out and get away from themselves. I just couldn't preach that because I wasn't in that frame of mind at the time. But I also don't talk about the stuff that makes me sad. I don't like to bring it to people though. Voice things first. You dirty birdie. I'm gonna treat you like they treated The Crow. And I'm talking about the TV series, Stairway to Heaven. Although, funny thing, Rob Zombie was supposed to be the writer of their next script, which I was hoping on. I thought that would have been pretty interesting. But then again, what do I know? Even though, like, I remember I told my friend years ago. Yeah. Even though I was like, you know those, remember when The Simpsons, well, they still do it. It's like the only Simpsons that I watch, Treehouse of Horror. I remember I came up with a concept for one, like, that was supposed to be a spoof of The Crow, and it was called The Pigeon. And it was just supposed to be ridiculously dumb, like Bart, Land of the Dead, gets brought back by a pigeon, don't got none of the cool abilities. I just thought that would have been funny to see. Like, instead of The Crow, it was The Pigeon. Because, you know, they carry souls that are sad to the land of the dead, but it's Bart. He's a jerk, so he doesn't get a crow to, like, bring him back for vengeance. It's a pigeon. I know that sounds dumb, but you know what? I'm all about the dumb over here. Psycho Stick style. Hold on, I'm on pause real quick. Pitch some more stupidity to you while I'm here. I even did a short video about Swamp Thing and how I was mad that DC canceled the show before the first episode even aired. Because mind you, sorry, that's real loud, I know, hold on. Because mind you, I had seen the actual movie back in the day from the 80s and the early 90s. Then there was the movie with Heather Locklear in it as well, which was like the second one, which I thought was pretty good. Then they had the TV show on USA, which was actually pretty good. It lasted. And they had the cartoon series. So Swamp Thing was a pretty good property. So I felt like disrespected it. Plus, Justice League, he has control of the green like Beast Boy has control of the red. I'm sorry, I'm going into a comic book tangent. Forget half of that, but the point is, canceling Swamp Thing really made me upset. Even the theme song to the cartoon was just another version of Wild Thing, but it was Swamp Thing. I thought it was a good show, and I enjoyed the environmentalism of it. But yeah, some people don't remember that. Heck, they might even put that under the realm of terrible movies, but man, I loved it. said, outside. I go outside a lot because I get real hot in the house real quick, and I'm slightly claustrophobic. So when I'm sitting up here talking inside of four walls, I'm just like, I'm not making any sense here. Also, the sun's going down, so that's why I don't actually have the camera on. I'm just working with the mic, just running it. Yeah. Yeah, I felt like a troll train. I don't know. If I'm a troll, I want it to be positive. I don't like negative trolling. Like, I don't sit up there and, like, if I go on somebody's page, I'm trolling, like, try to say positive stuff, but I don't really sit up there and do it. So I guess I'm not trolling. I don't know.
I took care of the Glintogs, but yes, you should return and apologize.
But I'm surprised there's people up in here listening to what I'm saying. No, it's just me, myself, and I with stupid thoughts. But anybody that's kicking it, you're welcome to kick it. You're welcome to say whatever you want. Outcast, savage, always with the baggage. Sometimes it's a classic, but other times it's just Havoc. Havoc like that dude from the X-Men with the power things. You know, he's the brother of Cyclops and all those special things. Why am I talking like that? Anyways. Oh crap, I cleared all the corrupted zones? Well, that sucks. I thought there was more corrupted zones to be uncorrupted. Wait, is that part of my side quest or just my errands? I need to check that out. Yeah, I already cleared the sun and shadow. No, wait, no, that's not the one I cleared. There we go. I need to clear that one. Alright, what other nonsensical senselessness can I sit here and talk to you about while I'm chilling out here just saying my things?
Up on the next one.
I know you ain't no troll easy. You kicking it, just making sure that we doing the thing, and I'm happy that you're hanging. Plus, you went and talked about my favorite subject. When you said terrible movies, I felt like Groucho Marx. I was about to be like, you said The Secret Void. I could corrupt these, but I can override these now. Let's see if I can bring them over to my side. With the mighty rock. On some mom and dad save the world type stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen Mom and Dad Save the World. That's one of my favorites. Too bad Jeffrey Jones turned out to be what he was. I was gonna go into a long spiel about all the different times I got my heart broken by the people that I used to enjoy watching. Yeah. I can't hate on John Lovitz. Because I was a big fan of The Critic. This is a cool trick. Now he works for me. If you can get close enough to them, you can corrupt them. If you corrupt them, then you can come. Alright, forget I said that. That was some Field of Dreams nonsense. Yeah, this was a cool cartoon. It was just like, I think if it wasn't for it, there probably wouldn't have been a Rugrats. It's a Fantastic Max. That baby with the mohawk. He would go on all kinds of space adventures. I remember they had this villain on there called the Nose Spelunker. And he would just go around going, Yodelay, I'm gonna make you sneeze. And it was just so redonkulous. How dare you? Yeah, you're darn right. I'm full of obscure references.
Should have brought a cart.
Mighty Max, Fantastic Max, Midnight Patrol from the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera. Wait till your father gets home. I still think if it wasn't for that, you probably wouldn't have had a Family Guy, because the way that guy was dressed is total Peter Griffin. Period, point blank, dot. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I was always shy about making these videos, because I'd just sit here and talk about stuff that either A, you wouldn't know, B, you don't remember, C, you don't really care about, or D, and this is my personal favorite, be like, what the hell is he talking about? Why is he talking about that old stuff? But you know, it's like Young Robin Hood, The Adventures of Don Quixote and Sancho Panza. So do I. Even, I don't know if you remember this, but remember that period of time where they would make prequels of cartoons that were like the prequels would be them as kids. Like instead of Flintstone, it was Flintstones kids, and instead of Yogi Bear, it was Yo Yogi, and a pup named Scooby Doo. I mentioned this in a video before too. But you know, people diss on Hanna-Barbera, but they had some sweet cartoons too, like SWAT Cats, the Pirates of Darkwater. I mean, the Pirates of Darkwater was an absolute banger, and I'm still mad about them not, you know, giving that a full completion. Yes, Monkey Bird. He was awesome with his Mingo melons. Also, I remember this was also at a time when there was Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, and they would have both versions of those games, and it'd be the same like title, but totally different games. And I just remember the Sega versions of these games being god-awfully hard. Yep, Mingo melons. I remember they had like a variation of that on Conan the Adventurer. It was just a bird who kept calling them Big Dumb Barbarian.
Override's working.
It was Conan the Adventurer. Just because for some reason Sega made games unneedly hard. Like they made them hard for no reason.
Not too much already.
But yeah, remember this: Pirates of Darkwater, SWAT Cats. And the Real Adventures of Johnny Quest was pretty good. Like, yeah, Hanna-Barbera was doing it. Like, they had some good, hard cartoons.
Move along. You have no need to loiter around here.
Looks like we're there.
And I rewatched them, and they actually held up.
What's in this photo? Ugh, smells like ash or dead legs. Gotta pull that out.
Yeah, but I don't really consider Thundar like it's not really that old, is it?
All this was flying fire.
I still wish that Korgoth would have stayed. They only did like one episode of that, and that was good.
Why would you need a spyglass in a photo?
Yeah, like I'm talking about when they did the '90s update for it. It was the Real Adventures, and you actually got to see Haji's hair.
I guess she was doing some gardening. Something
But yeah, there was Tom and Jerry Kids. That's when Droopy introduced his son, Dripple, voiced by the magnificent Charlie Adler. Yep. They actually got to see Haji's hair.
Did you find anything in the garden?
Nothing definitely.
They actually like like people go to the Venture Brothers for the like best parody of Johnny Quest, which it's a cool parody, but I gotta go with Freakazoid when they did Toby Danger. Like it was just ridiculous in every way possible, but it was hilarious.
Prince Eden has returned to Meridian.
Because they went to Las Vegas and security pulled him out of the casino and he's like, I really am Mr. Peanut. And they're like, yeah, whatever, kid. And he's like, great, now I'm never going to meet a Kino girl. I don't know why that made me laugh so hard as a kid. Probably because at the time I lived in Las Vegas. And for some reason, whenever they show Las Vegas on any TV show, they always had the same stock footage of casinos and stuff that doesn't even exist anymore. But that was always Vegas with that same music. And I'm like, that's not Vegas. It hasn't been Vegas in a long time, buddy. Yeah, see, I'm glad you remember it. Every time I bring up stuff like that, people are like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, it wasn't even that long ago. And you can easily watch all of this. A lot of this is on Tubi. But yeah, Toby Danger. It's the world's largest semiconductor. And Dash O Pepper. No, the reason why I say that this is all like everything I talk about, that's why I can't have a podcast or a radio show, because everything I say is so random, because it'll just pop into my head and I just remember it like it ain't no thing. Like yesterday I almost did a video on one of my favorite moments from The Simpsons, which wasn't even a long moment. It was just when Bart had like gotten all that HMO medical treatment, so he had the hair and he had the boots and he looked at himself and he was a nerd. And I just like how all the bullies surrounded him. And they had a hillbilly dude there with a straw hat and overalls on and buck teeth going, "You're goofy looking." Yep. I was like, that is ridiculous. Once again, I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop laughing.
Is that you? That hurt. Stay back. It's not safe.
Just like before they made that TV show, Mad TV was awesomeness. Well, not Mad TV, but Mad Magazine.
I'm not gonna leave you like this.
Plus, I'm gonna beat this thing like it owes me some money. I should believe I shall quote from the Book of the Misfits. Die, 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 my darling. Another group that breaks my heart. Well, not all of them, just like, you know, I mean, Danzig was always Danzig, but the rest of them, annoying. Aliens getting drunk on bad milk. Alienation. I love me some alienation. With the spots all over their head. Oh my god. Which, okay, I don't know, it gets brought up a lot, but this is one of those things in my culture that I always talk about. You know, like I watch Star Trek, and as much as I love Worf and the Klingons, how come it look like somebody sat on their face? It looked like a giant butt crack on their head, and I just couldn't get with that.
Who are you? How did you learn to fight like that?
Like, I'm just like, that's a... Why does he have a butt groove in his face trying to be a great warrior, talking about how it's a good day to die?
What are you doing on this? Come here. Do you know your father feels you? He has the...
And that was a modification made later on to the next generation, because they didn't look like that OG.
Why did you bring Fluff? Noah, listen. Who's us? No. No.
Yeah, it looks like somebody said, it looks like an inverted butt crack on his head. And I love me some Star Trek, but it always bugged me. But yeah, no, that's because Mad Magazine's awesome sauce.
Really? I just need...
But yeah, no, Mad Magazine, they like their Constantine, that was some of the best things I ever saw. Because Constantine, like, you know, one of my... Hellblazer's like one of the best comics ever to me. But that also goes back to my, of course, she's got a boyfriend. Janie's got a gun.
Arita, if you came here to be alone, why are there 2 bedrooms? And don't lie to me.
Oh, okay. Now you just opened up a can of worms. I absolutely loved the Preacher series. Loved it. I like the changes that they made to it, but I like both of them. And personally, I think that Ruth Negga, she did an awesome job as Tulip. But also, she's always been doing comic book-esque stuff. Remember, she was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and before that, she was on this show in England called Misfits. So she's always been around like the comic book-ish type product. Joseph Gilgan as Cassidy rocked it. He did a perfect Prunge as Cassidy, and I like the changes that they made on there because there's a lot of stuff that they just could not do on Preacher. Because remember, the guy that wrote Preacher is also the same guy that wrote The Boys. And if you know, both of those is wild. Sorry, I can go on a long tangent. I'll be honest, the only thing that I didn't agree with was I wish they'd have put more depth to the story of the Santa Killers like they did in the comic, because I thought he had an excellent story. I mean, we're talking prime, ultra, amazing sauce there.
He could be killed. We could break the ceasefire.
Hold on a second. But yeah, no, man, I actually made a video on that too. Well, not a long video, just me talking about how the Preacher series finale did justice to it. Because as much as I love Preacher the comic, Garth Ennis, as good as he is, and as good as I like his writing, he also hates comic books kind of, because, you know, he's not a superhero guy. I mean, he loves the medium, but, you know, it's kind of like Alan Moore with, he like, anarchist, makes great comics, but hates when they adapt his work. And props where it's due. The guy that played Preacher was excellent in there. I mean, excellent. I can't knock him at all. I thought he represented Jesse Custer just fine. But like I said, I think the star there for me was Ruth Negga as Tulip. She was beautiful. She was bad. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the relationship of Prentice Cassidy. I liked that they made him they did him a little bit more justice on there while still making it complicated. But you know, Preacher, that's so hard to do. And like I said before, written by the same guy that wrote The Boys. So I'm really happy with what they're doing with The Boys. Because a lot of stuff I didn't agree with in the comic, but they did excellent work. And I like the fact that Simon Pegg still has some involvement in there because the character Huey is based off Simon Pegg. I'm outside, so I'm on a bit of a rant, so bear with me. Because, like I said, you opened up that can. Now, it's funny also, because I was bringing this up. I was going to make a video about this today, but when I watch The Boys and I look at the Homelander, all it reminds me to do is that I still got to get back on HBO Max and do the final season of Banshee. Because I never finished it. And Banshee is a good show. The guy that plays Homelander was the main character on Banshee. So every time I see him, I'm like, oh, I gotta remember to watch that because he does such a good job as Homelander. But if you've seen Banshee, you already knew that he could kill it. You already knew that he was gonna do good on there. But I wasn't gonna bring this up. I've been wanting to make a short video about it for a minute, but my favorite comic book in the whole world, the one that like I've read a billion times, well not a billion times, but so many times is they made a TV show out of it, but it got canceled because of the current climate, which I can respect and I understand. But that was one of my favorite comics, and they had been trying to develop it for years. I'm talking years. Almost I think almost a decade or two. It was Why the Last Man. But like I said, the current climate probably wouldn't have allowed for it. And I can respect that. But you're messing with my baby. But also, I don't hold ownership on there, so I really can't say that. It's like when I see people get mad at cosplayers. I'm just like, you ain't created. So who are you to tell a person what they can and can't dress like? But why graphic novel of all time? And I've read plenty good ones. I've read The Watchmen's and The Dark Knight Returns, and I've read all of that. But there's just something about that book. It was like the first one to make me emotional. Plus, he's like me. He quotes tons of obscure pop culture references. But like I said, I can understand why it got canceled. They tried to say that it was fatigue for making post-apocalyptic shows and stuff, but I'm like, oh yeah, your mind, they've been making those since what, Vincent Price? Everybody likes to think of Charlton Heston as the Omega Man, but no, it was Vincent Price, Last Man on Earth. Okay, tangent over, I apologize. Plus I'm back in about to play this some more, but you know, I just had to say that.
I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Dominic Cooper did great as Preacher.
As long as you go home to your
It's funny because that's Iron Man's daddy. You know, that's the other role he plays. Mr. Stark.
I can't breathe knowing that Charles could be out there. Hurting.
But yeah. And The Boys, totally, it's flying right now. Like, it's doing real well. It's a great comic. Great comic, enthralling story, wonderful characters, everything that I need and everything I like. But I like that they changed it up, and it's controversial. But like I said, Why the Last Man? It was just such a good book, and it wasn't about being the last man on Earth or nothing so much. It was about the relationships that he cultivated in there. Plus, Agent 355 was amazing. Plus, one of my favorite quotes of all time is in there. It was a go out there and get your heart broken in so that it'll be ready for you when you really need it. I figured while I'm just sitting here doing this paddling through the water, I could go in there and say that. But yeah, they canceled it. But at the same time, you know, they had Hit Monkey, which was a good show too. Yeah. But as far, that's the other thing I was gonna say, but I didn't know how to say it on the video. So the good thing I was talking about saying about on these streams, like the reason why I do a lot of these also is I can say a lot of the stuff that I want to say that I'm not looking to make a short out of, and so because I'm not looking for views on it, I'm just expressing thought. But you know, they always say, "Oh, that wouldn't fly today," but you know, they think that it flew back then, and it didn't. There were protests and people fighting and all kinds of stuff. The stuff that people think is acceptable isn't acceptable. It's like when now they want to try to cancel Eminem over some stuff that he said, but they're trying to cancel him over. And I'm like, you ain't clearly heard Eminem. That dude was constantly getting protested. Him and Marilyn Manson, just on a regular basis. It didn't fly. I don't know why they think that looking back we just let everything roll. We really didn't. There was lots of fights. You know it like I know it. Like, you know, there was tons of protests and fights, and it like went through so much stuff when it came to censorship, so it didn't really fly. Because if it flew, then they act like there wasn't a problem with it. I don't know, I always thought that was a weird thing. Yeah, they had it in the 90s, they had it in that. They've always had trouble. Musicians, movies, nothing really was clear. There was always a fight about it. It just, now things are being done about it, which I'm happy and sad about. Because things do need to be regulated and people do need to act right. But, you know, when they say it wouldn't have flown today, I'm like, it didn't really fly back then. But you know, it's weird. It's like, I will always say this, just because you don't like it, I don't get why people speak up for everybody. And that goes for almost every place. Like when I see, like even in places where I got no place to say it, because that's why I don't, but it's like, when collectively, you know, people talk, they'll go, this is the worst thing in the world, and I'm like, that's the worst thing? Really? It's just weird because I'm like, I didn't realize that we nominated you to speak for everybody, but okay. That's just my fault for trying to be cool. Like, I don't speak for everybody. When I say I don't like something, I don't like it, period. But that ain't my place to tell you what you should and shouldn't like. But for some reason, we got this thing where everybody should agree. It's like when I see people calling certain folks ugly and some people beautiful. And I'm like, you might think they're beautiful, but I might think they're busted looking. But it's not me that speaks for everybody.
I tried. I tried. I need something.
I was going to ask you to go into the outlands.
Yeah,
Help me see.
everyone's opinion's valid. It really is. It's like I always say. I'm like, yeah, I hear everything you're saying. I always listen to you, but do I gotta care what you're saying? Not really. Just cause I heard you and heard everything you gotta say, don't mean I'm gonna listen to you.
She's safe. Give her this. Tell her it's worth it.
Well, that was a dramatic death. Like, they'd be like, that's the most beautiful person. I'm like, that is? Really? Okay. I'm not gonna sit up here and say nah and all that. That's probably why I don't have a Twitter or a Facebook. I got an Instagram, but I only use that for DMs. All I do is this and Twitch. Yep. I don't even say the whole opinions are like buttholes everybody's got when they always think. I'm just sitting up here. I always say, your opinions are not gospel. Stop telling me your opinion like it's a fact. Yeah, me too. That's why I do this. Lots of cool people in the world. And I honestly do not stop being surprised by views. Because I can't comprehend why anybody wants to hang out here with this weird person that I am. But at the same token, not my place to tell anybody what they should and shouldn't like. Why am I doing it like this? Hold on. I have fast travel packs. Yeah, I think I'm getting there. I don't know. Like, you know, I should tell people to like, comment, and subscribe, but I feel like I shouldn't do that because I'm like, if you want to, then you will. If you don't, then you don't. I don't know. Like I said, it'd be weird to grow because I like being able to communicate with the people that I can on the basis that I can. Like, I love the fact that I'm able to respond to all my comments. And I like plugging other people's pages. Like, I'm always telling people, hey, what are you doing here? Go check them out. I done said Top Baller so many times. I done said AAP so many times. I done said Modern Native so many times. One Stone and Three Cats, that's another person you should be checking out. Them afternoon sessions are life-saving. Because she's like me, get away from yourself kind of stuff. Ginger Paranormal, she's great. Vegas Paranormal, they're great. All of them are great except for all the short soiling content.
You know it's gone. The shadow card you found her. But you should know, he never betrayed you. He wanted you to have this key. He said our lives were locked together. You said it was worth it.
Well, this is tragic.
Are you alright? How did you see? Are you saying what I think you're saying? Elvita, no. Look at me. Look at me. I can't imagine how you're feeling. But you don't have to go it alone. Crushed. He still treats me like a perfect doll. His prized possession. Wait, Elena. I was wrong about what Atrell said. He didn't say it was worth it. He said my loss is confirmed. Everyone. Atrell would have wanted you to remember that. Please, let me get your father, I guess.
Wow. Gotta sit up here and talk to all these people. Do I look like I know what I'm doing?
I should have given you a token for your kindness in finding Alita.
Elita needs you to listen.
I will.
That's right. Family, 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 family.
Not Atrell, Father. I should try this out. He and I were together. I didn't want you to.
Atrell? Yes. I remember. For when you two are no taller than the flowers in your mother's garden. But
Exactly. I never think that you did. That's what I like, you know. I see people all the time. If you like this content, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Hey, and you don't do that, it's more than perfect. But I don't really tell nobody.
it was all just part of you. But I could have lost you.
I'm so sorry.
I wish I'd known. All this time, what you were
I don't even make videos, I make YouTube shorts. Like I said, the phone only allows for 15 seconds at a time. And I figured to myself, I don't know what y'all got to do with your day. Plus, you just be hearing all these obscure, weird references like I do every time. Actually, I have tons. I made like almost 900 videos worth. If you want to, you can go check it out anytime you want. I think it's good stuff. But I never really had a set goal. There was never really a set goal for this project, you know? I just did this because so I never really wanted to. Sorry, I keep thinking how I want to say this. Alright, after I suffered my loss, I said to myself that I want to do something just for me. I'd done music, I'd done all this other stuff, but I decided to go on here and get all of my thoughts out so I could get therapy going. And rather than going to see some psychiatrist, because I already knew what my issue was, I decided to start doing this. And I always bring this up a lot because it's weird how many times I get this question from people. And I never understand. And I never understand. Sorry, I got interrupted. So I do all this. And it's like, first time I do it for me. And this is just me talking about different stuff in my head. It helps me understand everything. And this is the way I get out of my own head. And honestly, I don't understand where I got subscribers from. I never understood it. I never understood the likes. I don't understand any of it. Because I never expect anything. So when I come on here and I talk about a lot of this, A, is to get out of my brain. B, because I like mentioning the references. And C, maybe, just maybe, there might be somebody out there that feels like they're alone too. And I'm like, I'm here to listen. That's all I can do. That's all I will do. But, you know, so it doesn't feel as bad because, you know, people always feel like there ain't nobody they can talk to. And I'm like, you can come talk over here if you want. But I promise you it'll be nonsensical. But at least you're not in your own head about your stuff. So if people come based on that, that's cool. And I appreciate when people share the page and all that. It just it's weird because I didn't expect it. Because like I said in this video beforehand, haven't I made it clear I don't know squat? But one man's mind clutters another person's profound wisdom. You know, trash treasure reference, yada, yada, yada. And other than that, I just do weird freestyles because I used to be obsessed with horrorcore music. Oh, and making fun of people that try to make fun of what I do. But I don't do that either because I don't carry a lot of salt. I don't need the spices. But to still have all those thoughts always curving in inside of my head, I still think it's kind of funny that usually when I do get dissed, I'm just like, okay, that's cool. Unless you catch me on my wild psycho tirades, then I'm like talking crazy, but you know, I usually don't do that. I have it reasonably under control. This is the longest one I've ever done, but I haven't had such interesting company before, so I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the interesting company. Yeah, you show off the crap that you dig out of the ground. I always like what you dig out. You can show some cool stuff. Coin and whatnot, it's always good.
But I'll be better. Thank you for this second chance.
And there's a few people on here, which is weird because, like I told them, if you're looking for interesting game tips, hints, and tricks, you came to the wrong place. Oh, that's a main quest. I already did that. I could run there, but I like fast travel. Yeah, I'm just getting experience points up the yin yang, trying to collect all my glittering prizes. Dun 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 dun.
Save these for the trail.
And I still got to go do all the frozen wild stuff. I just have not gotten around to it. Pay attention. Ah, there you go. Probably because I spent all my time being a metal punk rocker. I could possess them like a Damonite. Wildcats. Which was another cool theme song people don't remember.
that?
That was me kicking buttocks. You Plutarchian. That's a Biker Mice from Mars reference. I can go all day. Because I've always been a fan of animation. Not cartoons, not Japanese anime. I just love the idea of a pen and paper creating wondrous, beautiful worlds, period. Same thing with music.
Yes, Lisa. Now I need to find someplace too hard to reach. If I'm to believe anything Finland
Yeah, of course it was too high to reach. You were too high to listen to him. What were you thinking? I don't know where I'm going. Dig up her bones. Love me some misfits. Even though they go into the realm of groups that broke my heart. Yep.
to prepare. And it's empty.
Of course it is.
Here, girl.
Of course.
You found it. The perfect location for an ambush. Now throw down that magnificent spear, and we'll let you live.
Cool. It's not happening.
You know what I'm capable of. Why do you think this will turn out well for you?
I like the odds. Get her.
Why do I bother?
'Cause you're a good person. Let's kill. Okay. Duck goose. No, we're gonna kill you. 'Cause I'm in love with this murder. Yes, it is. And you're stabbed with the spear because you tried to bring it here. What were you thinking? Were you drinking? Were you honestly gonna think that you'd lurk and get me out here and put me up under the brink? It wasn't gonna happen. That's why I'm snapping and I'm killing these fools. It happens. Okay. Sorry for all the rhyming. I can't stop sometimes. I wanted to escape, but I have to kill. It's just I love to kill, cause all the times I get here, this blood that I spilled, I'm a killer. Yes, I am. I can't believe you thought you could mess with me, cause I'm crazy. I am the man like Cox TV. And there we go, fast travel to camp, and now this dude's butt is mine. I'm not gonna sit up there and say what I was gonna say. That's what I was thinking. Into his heart, into his head, either which way, he'd be dead. He'd get judged like his name was Dread. But wait, we were earlier you were talking terrible movies. I got to get back onto your topic because there are tons of terrible films to watch. But I like them. I mean, like, Cameron's Closet, Humanoids from the Deep. A lot of the old school horror films are very terrible and fun. Yes. Oh yes, you cookie crook. Come here. Cookie crisp.
Let me in! By fire and spit! Let me in!
Let you in. That was a good movie too. Let Me In and the original version Let the Right One In.
Our deal is off.
Oh, shoot. How come
Yeah, Tank Girl.
you just cut off my finger or my hand?
And Johnny
or my
Mnemonic.
left arm, but that's my final offer.
A ring won't be enough.
You wouldn't.
No one's gonna lift a finger to stop me. You just let it
They were bad men. I did a service, really.
I'll hold you to it.
Understood.
Yeah. Free Jack with Emilio Estevez. I love that movie. But Up All Night. They used to be Up All Night with Rhonda Shear. Well, USA used to play a lot of stuff. But also, remember, the Family Channel used to play weird stuff. Like, remember when I was talking about Maniac Mansion? Yeah, Free Jack was great. And you were talking about Robot Jocks, but I love that movie. Yeah, Gilbert Gottfried, Julie Brown. Yeah, they both did. They also used to play like, I remember it was funny because they used to play like movies that were supposed to be skin flicks, but they played them on the USA Network, so they have to do all this bad CG covering. Yeah, I remember Earth Girls Are Easy. My Stepmother's an Alien. Alien from LA. My Science Project. And Weird Science, do. They even made that into a TV show. You know who else used to play some pretty good terrible movies? Was Showtime, when they'd have Roger Corman Presents. Like they had the Black Scorpion and Vampirella. Because Roger Corman was the king of B movies. But I like the Black Scorpion. I don't care. I liked Vampirella, but I was a fan of the comic anyway. Were they bright decisions? I didn't go for intelligence. Bud Files, what's up? How are you? Man, everybody coming up in there when I'm halfway in and out. I keep telling everybody to go to Top Baller. I'm just here discussing stupid topics and hanging out. I'm also doing a bunch of side missions. But in that same feed, I'm also getting hungry. I gotta eat soon. there was this other tangent I was going on one time about how I think one of the best bands of all time is They Might Be Giants. It's between them and Devo, because you know Devo, they did all the music for Rugrats and like, you know, all those cartoons made by them. They're the same people that did Duckman and whatnot. But They Might Be Giants handled Malcolm in the Middle. They handled the Oblongs. You know, just good classic creepy Susie weirdness. I can't believe a leg shot killed you. I am done to now clear this camp using just the gifts that I was made myself. Nothing like the power of this mighty armor. Yeah, They Might Be Giants. I mean, come on, they did it. You know, it's funny though about them. The first time I heard them was on an episode of Tiny Toons that I can remember, and I remember it was Istanbul, not Constantinople, and Particle Man, and that just made me check out all their other stuff. And their music was just so odd and ahead of its time. Just like when you used to, like, if you, like, people don't remember Shelley Duvall's fairy tales, where Tim Burton did a version of Aladdin, and it had it had James Earl Jones as the genie, and they also did the Frog Prince with Robin Williams as the Frog Prince, and Christopher Walken played Puss in Boots. And he was just as creepy then as he is now. Right. HBO used to do a Shakespeare animated series, which some of them were actually good. Robin Williams was the host. Although it did kind of make me mad when they made the claymation movie Frankenweenie, because I remember it as a black and white B movie that Tim Burton made, and it was live action, and it was just so obscure. But you know, no props given. Is that all the bandits? Yes. Yeah. Well, I remember Shelley Duvall's fairy tales. Miss Piggle Wiggle, Bunch of Munch, which was just plain odd, but I loved it. Is he a duck or is he a man? Triangle Man hates Particle Man. There's a fight and Triangle wins. Triangle Man. Is he a duck or is he a man? Does he get water? Does he get wet? Hey, cool. That's cool, Easy Diggins. And you go have a good one, alright? If I'm not here. I don't know if I will be. I can't make that promise.
We need some more.
Actually, though, I think I might have to get out of here, too. I played on here longer than I thought I would. But I'm probably going to end up doing it again tonight, but there's too many people that I check out. Hey, nah, I had a great time. Thank you for the great conversation. Thank everybody. Let me just go to this campfire and save, and then my butt is out of here like bell bottoms and pet rocks. Hey, yo, easy. Anytime you want to talk nonsense, you know where to find me. But what the funny part is, I will say this, I always sprinkle in something profound every now and then. Alright, people, y'all have a good one. I hope y'all paid attention to what I was doing, because I sure didn't. I was just running around handling business.